This is Katrin with Disability Rights New York. Welcome to our podcast, Empire State of Rights Closed Captioned. We are here to bring you information on the most relevant topics regarding disability rights and advocacy. Today we have Amber, a previous client of DRNY, and she's going to discuss her DRNY story. Amber, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So Amber, let's start by you telling us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Amber, and I have a TBI. I got my injury July 15th, 2012. I'd been 19 for a month when the vehicle I was in, something happened with the engine, so it started going full speed and it wouldn't stop no matter what we hit on the brakes or anything. So my left hip and left knee were replaced, and I was in a coma for a month. And I then I went to Sunnyview Rehabilitation Center in Schenectady. I was there for about a month or two. And then I went to Northeast Center for Rehabilitation and Brain Injury, where I learned how to walk again. And I was there for 7 years. I had a guardian because my injury happened when I was 19. And I worked with Jennifer Feely from Disability Rights in New York to get my own guardianship, which I got. And on January 17th, I moved into my own apartment in Albany.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us.
You're welcome.
Amber, can you talk to us about why and how you initially contacted DRNY? What were you experiencing at the time?
I was experiencing staff members that did not believe in me. Like, they did not believe I could be my own guardian or do anything like that at the center that I lived at. And I was young. I think I was 24, and I had had enough. I was old enough to make my own decisions, and I was not going to have it. So I went with the head social worker at the Northeast Center named Paula Carberry. She got in touch with Disability Rights New York because she believed I was ready for it too.
How did it feel for you to take this step by connecting with DRNY and finding out what your options were?
It was a sigh of relief that I finally had somebody on my side who was going to believe what I said, because they weren't going to listen to what my guardian said before me. Because that's the problem I dealt with for 5 years after my injury, because I was very outspoken and you were going to tell me what to do, and I was set in my way of thinking. So I wasn't expecting anybody to help me. But when Disability Rights New York helped me out, it was like, thank God for people that give a crap.
So talk to us a little bit about your experience working with DRNY. Do you think that DRNY's assistance improved your situation?
Yes. And I think they improved my situation because I'm living in my own apartment now, aren't I? I've been my own guardian, and I've done it successfully for a couple months, a couple of years now. And it's like a breath of fresh air, seriously. You guys there are great. Like, it's great how people have hearts that want to help people and that can help people.
So you just told us a little bit about how your life is different now that you're living in your own apartment, and that's such great news. Can you talk about some other things that are different now that you've had your guardianship removed?
I can make my own decisions now. Like, I'm in charge. Like, I got a cell phone in my name. I pay the bill every month. I pay my cable every month, my rent every month. It's just like, it's proving that I'm capable. Like, sure, I have a TBI, but the TBI is not going to define me. I'm very thankful for it now, because in August 31st, I was accepted to SUNY Schenectady for social work. So I'm going to be using all the stuff that I've been through to help other people.
That's really great information. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us, Amber. Would you recommend DRNY to others? And is there anything else you'd like to let our audience know about your journey?
I just want the audience to know that don't let anybody tell you can't do something. Like, if you physically, it's a different thing, because I had a hard time walking after my injury. My left hip and my left knee were replaced, and my TBI was on the left side of my brain, and the left side of your brain controls the right side of your body. So I had to learn how to walk again and all that stuff. But there's strategies. Like, if you have a memory problem, write things down, because then it uses two different parts of your brain, and that's good.
And so now that you've been a self-advocate for a little bit of time now, you're an active volunteer and you work on so many different committees. From your experience, let's talk about, why is it so important to be a self-advocate?
It's important to be a self-advocate because I'm the only one stuck with me at the end of the day. And I know what I want or what I need. Like, in my future, I see myself as a social worker, so I knew what I had to do to get to that point. So I applied to colleges online, and SUNY Schenectady called me back. But I have a TBI, but I know the TBI does not define who I am. There's still more behind that. But the new Amber, since my TBI is a better Amber.
And what advice do you have for others who may be undergoing the same or similar situations that you have gone through, and maybe they're thinking about removing their guardianship too? What advice do you have for them?
Always believe in yourself. Like, if you're going to remove your guardian, then you need to make sure you have other support in place. My guardian was very supportive, but she wasn't allowing me to grow up and be like a real human being, basically. I feel like I was considered a TBI person to her. Like, I was useless because I had a brain injury. Believe in yourself.
I think it's great that you mentioned having other support. I think that's great advice to let other people know that having a good support system in place is also very important to you.
Very. And when I was at the Northeast Center, I was co-president of resident council. So when other neighbors had issues that they couldn't take care of on their own, this guy named Walter and I would bring their problems to the people that could work with them or could solve their problems.
That's a great way to be advocating. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your story with us today.
Thank you.
Empire State of Rights Closed Captioned has been brought to you by Disability Rights New York, your source for disability rights and advocacy. If you enjoyed our program, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this post. If there is a subject you would like us to discuss, please email podcast@drny.org or comment below. Tune in next Wednesday, where we'll bring you more information on disability rights in the state of New York. The closed captioned and ASL version of this podcast is available on our YouTube channel. To listen to more Empire State of Rights Closed Captioned, follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.